Today is September 26, 2025, giving you guys your daily Ori 3 news. Now, this is going to be the same thing for what I did for my 100-day special, where I make a compilation of the amount of news that we have gotten from day 116 to day 197. It's still crazy to think that we're already at 169 subscribers. Nice. And it's hard to believe that 200 days just passed by that fast. Honestly, I didn't think that this channel would get this far, and the amount of support that I've gotten, not just from you guys, but also the Ori community as well, it's been astounding, really. And I honestly can't thank you guys enough. I have been thinking of wanting to make a super mega compilation of news for the end of the year, as in December 31st, ever since I started the channel, and if we do have news around the month of December before the year ends. But let me know what you guys think if I should do that, but I'm probably gonna do that either way. But once again, thank you guys so much for the support, and shout out to the Ori community for promoting this channel to the subreddit, and including the people that have reached out and lended their voices to be a special guest host for the channel, that being Technical Antonym, Agori, SB, Hornet, and Daily Soulsong News, also known as Aura Aura. Thank you for your service. May you rest easy. With all that being said, here is the 200-day special of the news that we have gotten so far. With the post being made by Gaza GP, the title says Ori Episode 3, I'm assuming, with the title being discussion slash debate, says, so, where do we put any petition slash request slash crowdfund a third installment? Hands down, the best game I've ever played with all the necessary simplicities and complications and challenges a game deserves. I finished both games and I've gone back to playing WOTW, which is a acronym for Will of the Wisps. Again, can't get enough of it. Now, I honestly do think it's a pretty cool idea to make a petition or some sort of crowdfund for the third installment for the Ori game, and though the disc has been posted 4 days ago, unfortunately I wasn't able to keep up about it because I haven't got notification on Gmail because it's pretty late, so I'm sorry for not posting this on episode 112. And just from this post alone, I'm pretty sure it has gotten the attention from Thomas Mandler and the rest of the crew from Moon Studios. But hey, we never know, maybe if this does become a reality, with this helping hand, we could help Moon Studios to have enough funding for the third installment to the Ori series. With the tweet being made by Noticias PlayStation, it says in Spanish but translated by Grok, where it says, attention, the outlet The Game Business claims that in the coming weeks there will be announcements of Xbox games ports to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. The announcements might take place at Gamescom. Now immediately, the only Xbox ported game to PlayStation I could think of is Gears of War Reloaded, that was announced back in May 5th and will release on August 26th this year, which will release 6 days after Gamescom. But there's also a possibility for the Ori series to also get a PlayStation port, possibly for PS5 specific or maybe PS4 and PS5. In the sense of the multi-platform shift, we might possibly be seeing a PS5 port to the Ori series, but then again, we'll have to see it to believe it. The games that are going to be featured are Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Resident Evil 7 Requiem, Fallout, Ghost of Yotai, Ninja Gaiden 4, Silent Hill F, World of Warcraft Midnight, and The Outer Worlds 2, just to name a couple. The highlight of this video are the expected Xbox game ports that's going to be ported to the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch. The notable ones to be expected to be ported to PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch are Starfield, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and Halo The Master Chief Collection. Now, with Gamescom being live for a couple hours and the rumors regarding the Xbox ports coming to Gamescom, does this mean that we're going to get a PlayStation port for the Ori series? For now, we don't know yet, and if we do get a PlayStation port for the Ori series, I will delete this video and make an updated version of this episode with my reaction in full. That is the only condition I will give for today's episode. With the tweet being made by Thomas Mandler himself, he says, I've been checking out Silksong over the last few days, and I've already been getting questions from people about how I like it. It works a lot better for me than the first one did. I enjoyed the pacing a lot more. But mostly what's going through my head while playing is how all the stuff we learned on Wicked could be applied to Metroidvanias. By now we've learned how we do multiplayer in a game like this, which is incredibly hard to do, and it'd be fun at some point to create a Metroidvania that has a live role similar to what we're doing in Wicked. Is there anything anyone has seen so far in Silksong that's radically new and pushes the genre forward? I'm only 4 to 5 hours in so far. And then the term Ori Sanity has been created. With this Reddit post that has gotten a lot of attention in the official Ori and the Blind Forest subreddit being made by Wendy's Burger saying, I don't think Ori 3 is an if at this point. Throwing the meme of the guy breaking off the chains looking at the sunset, except it is a silhouette of Ori breaking off the chains looking at the sunset. Showing a screenshot of a person summarizing the whole interview that a person had with Thomas Mandler that I did make a video about a couple weeks back about the news that we had for Ori 3 kinda, and the tweet that we just talked about in this video. To summarize these paragraphs is essentially giving context of the first and second screenshot that this person did give to the Reddit post that's getting a lot of attention, and the conclusion where he said, and that's really about it. Now a bunch of dots on a piece of paper doesn't seem like much, but once they start forming a line, a drawing, that's where Cope spawns from, and I'm overflowing with it right now. Let me know what you lot think. Maybe there's more stuff I missed that makes Ori 3 look more possible. Do you think I'm too hopeful? I'd love to discuss this further. And another post that is identical to the screenshot that we just talked about earlier, being made by Vast_tab3331 saying, do I smell Ori 3 in the making? With over 160 upvotes getting a lot of attention. And as predicted that I did talk about in my main channel where I said that the Ori fans are gonna be the new Silksong fans. Now with this being a possible belief that Ori 3 is gonna be in the works, with Thomas Mandler getting a lot of inspiration by playing Hollow Knight Silksong with only 4 to 5 hours of gameplay so far, it is more than likely that we're probably going to see Ori 3 in 2030 or in 2032. But it is worth to take note that Ori 3 is real. With the Reddit post being made by Wendy's Burger, he has given me a shout out by saying Aura Aura himself has appeared on DL3N, which is an acronym for Daily Ori 3 News. And then I got a couple of comments that I do want to read. This one saying, the Silk Sanity never dies, it merely just changes form. Another one saying, now it's Ori Sanity and we're in the devs can't count to 3 and we're waiting for the third game 3 group. Unlike Silksong, and Ori 3 is purely hypothetical and doesn't officially exist. Silksong didn't exist either until weeks ago. That thing these fans had for years, just a collective hallucination and nothing. The real Silksong was shadow dropped just like that. We missed you. Yes, I know there is daily Silksong DLC news, but still, why are they doing news about a non-existent game, lol? Well, you know what? I think that is a good question. They need to create a post for it that says light post. I don't get it. Now the discount for the Ori and the Blind Forest PVC statues in this website called Orphe Viju. It's a website in Spain where instead of buying the Ori and the Blind Forest PVC for 150 euros, you get a discount of 27 euros and you can buy it for 122 euros and 64 cents. Also, just to keep you guys a heads up, even though I mentioned it in the description, I unfortunately haven't been able to play the Ori series. I'm still waiting for the PlayStation port, and that is why in the second form of Daily Ori 3 News, there's going to be a rumored PlayStation State of Play that's going to be broadcast next week. Being asked by Saldo Lorena asking, when will the PlayStation Showcase be? Is there a possible day at Nate the Hate 2? Where he says Sony has a presentation soon. Then Rockstarverse asked, by soon, do you mean this week soon or later in the month? And then he replied by saying next, as in next week. Now, in the sense of the Xbox multi-platform shift, does this mean that we'll finally get to see a PlayStation port trailer for the Ori series coming to PS4 and PS5, or PS5 specifically? For now, we'll have to wait until we do see the rumored PlayStation State of Play that will potentially be broadcasted next week. Previously about the news that we talked about with Nate the Hate, where he said that there's going to be a presentation that Sony's going to show. When they asked when is it going to be, this week soon or later in the month, and he said next, as in next week. And since today is next week, somebody did ask if they're gonna have any show to announce, and he did reply by saying that it should be announced early week since it'll air by midweek. To summarize it, he's saying that it's most likely going to be announced either Monday or Tuesday, and it'll stream on Wednesday since Wednesday is the day that it's in the middle of the week. Now, does this mean that we'll finally get to see the Ori series get ported to PlayStation? We're gonna have to wait until the PlayStation State of Play is going to be announced. With the pinned tweet being said by PlayStation themselves, they said a new State of Play airs September 24. Tune in for 35 plus minutes of reveals and news from PlayStation Studios and developers around the world. And as you can see for the time zones, it will be live at 2 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. EST, and 11 p.m. CEST. With no leaker Nate DeHay being right once again, and on top of that with the whole Xbox multi-platform shift, does this mean that we'll finally get to see the Ori series being ported to PlayStation? Well, now all we have to do is to wait for the PlayStation State of Play to be live tomorrow on whatever time zone that you live in. And that is going to conclude for our daily Ori 3 news. If you guys did enjoy this episode of Daily Ori 3 News and want to send your own submission, send it to me on my Discord and you'll be featured on our next episode. Thank you to the people for supporting the channel. Thank you to the Ori community for promoting my channel. Shout out to the people that also became a special guest host for the channel, and I'll be seeing you all next time.